Hello and welcome to the V2 Boxing YouTube channel page again. My name's Damien McKinley. Just like last week, just going to run through some of the fights coming up this week and just some of the stuff that's been in the news and stuff as well. I'll not bore you for too long anyway. So we'll start off even just the results from the weekend there. Carl Frampton and Kiko Martinez, fantastic win. For Frampton, picks up the IBF belt and opens up the doors to all sorts of mouth-watering fights anyway. Completely outclassed Kiko Martinez. I know the video I done last week, there was parts of it that sort of I did get right anyway. In that video it says that it wouldn't go to, that I couldn't see a knockout. The knockout never came, although it almost did in the 5th round anyway, whenever Frampton caught him at right hook. But Frampton just seemed to, I don't know, for me it was a completely different fighter than the ones we've seen. He's just improved massively, and I suppose you have to give credit to Shane McGuigan for that as well. But that opens up the door to Scott Quigg, Leo Santa Cruz, and Brigandeo as well. So it'll be interesting to see. I know they've got a fight with Chris Avalos as a mandatory, so would expect them probably to take that fight next. Probably an easier fight, than jumping in against one of the guys with the belts. So, best of luck to him anyway and all the rest of them. So this weekend, speaking of Scott Quigg, he's up against Quigg fights Jamoy this weekend. Jamoy's a last minute step in. Again, I know his last fight was the same. For me, it's if I'm going to just do a prediction on this, it would probably just be a Quigg stoppage again. I know Jamoy stopped some. I know that we're being throughout the lanes along the, Jamoy stopped Lee Haskins and Ashley Sexton and things like that. But they're at lower weights, and Scott Quigg's massive for his weight. And for me, he's got a stronger punch than Leo Santa Cruz. Albeit that in my opinion, Santa Cruz, he has a higher work rate, and he likes to break fighters down. But for me, it'll just it'll be Quigg. For me, there's too much to lose for Quigg anyway. If he was to lose this fight, if it was to be a banana skin for him here, he's potentially losing 7-figure paydays, and I can't see Eddie Hearn letting that one go amiss. So yeah, for me, I can see Quigg just coming out strong and just really attacking him. Can't see this fight going past the mid round. So go for Quigg mid round stoppage in that one. Few fights in the undercard. You've got Anthony Crolla and Gamaliel Diaz. Gamaliel Diaz, he's been some tough fights, but Crolla, he has been a bit impressive of late. But for this fight, I can see it going to points. Diaz, he's went the 12-round distance loads of times. I know he has a couple of stoppages on his record, but for me, Crolla's not really a big puncher. He's quite technical. Not the best fighter out there, domestically, but he's another one like Quigg. He's got a lot riding on these fights. I know that they've been talking about Richard Abril, and fighters like that coming over who, they're a class above Crolla really. But if they're the fights that they want to put Crolla in against, then obviously he's going to have to come through these type of opponents. But Gamaliel Diaz, to his credit, as I said, he is a tough fighter. He has something like 11 stoppages or something, and he's been stopped a few times. But I wouldn't overlook that for 1 second, especially with Crolla's lack of firepower. So I'll go for a Crolla points win. Actually touching on it now, could be close. So I'll go for that one. Sam Eggington and Denton Fazell. Fazell, he's lost his unbeaten record to Frankie Gavin. Sam Eggington, it's pretty evenly matched this fight. I'm actually going to go with the Fazell winning this one. For me, Fazell has the better experience, and he's went the distance to par, and for me, he's slightly better technical fighters. We'll just see what he has left, because he is pushing on a bit now. Other fight there that I'll talk about on this card is Anthony Joshua and Konstantin Urich. You just have to go with the Joshua early stoppage again. He hasn't put a foot wrong. I suppose people can pick holes in it, but he's been steamrolling his opponents since he turned pro. Urich, he's been knocked out in one round by Ty Fields, and who's the guy he was meant to be fighting? It was Manuel Char. Yeah, so he was knocked out in one round. Wasn't a TKO, they were knockouts in that fight. I know that again we're being fed the line of, but he went 12 rounds with Orlando Solis. But again, we could just look at Solis. Solis just fell off the wagon. Whenever his knee buckled against Vitaly Klitschko. He hasn't been the same fighter. He bloomed up in weight, and he was never a big puncher anyway, Solis. So although he went to 12 rounds with him, he lost practically every round in that fight anyway. So yep, I'm just going to go with a Joshua stoppage. Urich has been knocked out by lesser punchers, so we'll go with that. The big fight in Vegas this weekend. I'm only going to touch on the main event because the undercard's not really much to mull over, apart from John Molina Jr. and Humberto Soto, which for me is the most exciting fight on the card. But that's one I'm not really going to make a prediction on. That's one I'm just going to sit back and enjoy. But Mayweather Maidana, you just have to go with the Mayweather win. The first fight, he was a bit shaky, a bit ropey, trying to find his feet the first maybe 5 rounds, but he sort of won rounds within the 5, but it was just he looked a bit uncomfortable with the the work rate of Maidana and the just the overhand rights and just those wild punches. And yeah, so I just think that Mayweather's going to pick up where he left off. There has been talk that on the news websites and stuff like that they issued the gloves to Maidana, and they agreed that they were going to be 8-ounce gloves. When Maidana received his gloves, they were 10-ounce gloves. So Robert Garcia, he sort of kicked up a bit of a fuss about that, and they were given the 8-ounce gloves. But the way I see it is they could type bricks to Marcus Maidana's hand. The point is you actually have to land cleanly on Mayweather. In that first fight, there wasn't much that was Maidana landed that was clean. They were sort of on top of the head, around the back of the head, and low blows, and sort of tried to rough him up. But I think Mayweather should come through this one pretty easy. So yeah, so that's about that one. Just a couple of things that are floating about the news websites and stuff. David Hay, he always brings a circus to the sport, doesn't he? Really, he's split up with Adam Booth, his long time trainer and manager, friend, whatever. And he signed with Val Heyman, the devil. He's signed up with Val Heyman, and he's out training in Vegas. So I think what sort of you're trying to muster up just any opinions on what that could mean. It's probably just trying to work his way into an easy fight with the winner of Jermaine Stavern and what do you call him, Deontay Wilder. He's probably out there training. Once you find out who wins that belt, you'll probably find he'll be at the press conferences. Al Heyman sitting there, well, actually Al Heyman wouldn't be there, but he'll probably be sitting there shouting stuff up, probably trying to kick up a fuss, trying to build up a bit of interest in fighting the winner of that fight. So yeah, that's about all you can make of that one anyway. It's a bit of a shock, especially with Adam Booth. They've been thick as thieves, over the years. So yeah. Also as well, Victor Ortiz has come out and said he's going to be fighting in early November. His opponent's still not to be announced, but he's on the back of 3 stoppages: Mayweather, Lopez, and Collazo. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see who he comes out against. I know people laugh at Victor Ortiz, but he always does fight tough fighters. He's been in pretty decent, tough fights since he made it on the world level, and you have to give him credit for it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he comes from. Mentioning Josecito Lopez, he's supposed to be the next opponent for Amir Khan as well. I think that's a pretty good fight anyway. Lopez likes to bring the pressure. He's got a decent enough punch on him. Lesser fighters have dropped Amir Khan, and he's tough enough. Even in against Canelo, and he took loads of punishment until that stoppage. So yeah, that should be a good workout for Khan. It should be a good workout for him on the basis that he's on point as he was against Collazo. So yeah, I suppose with Khan, it's just a matter of waiting to see. You always have to see which Amir Khan turns up. If it's the one that turns up against Collazo, then I would expect late stoppage or points win in that one. Clear points win. But you know, he has that vulnerability, which is always good, you know, to watch in a fighter anyway. Yeah, so that's everything anyway. I'll leave it there. I told you just past the 10-minute mark there, so told you I wasn't going to bore you too long. If there's anything you want to add or anything about David Hay, if you want to slag him off, or if you want to have a go at me, or you know, anything at all, if you want to add, or you disagree with anything I say, the predictions, just stick them down in the comments section. You know, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. We're trying to build up a wee fan base here as well on our YouTube channel page. So, as I said, that's all from me, and hope you all enjoy the fights over the weekend. Thanks.